So I had this idea for a RimWorld challenge. And by idea, I mean a series of poor life choices. Now, RimWorld is a game I've played a lot. Normally, you'd build a nice little colony, plant some crops, and fend off the occasional raid. But where's the fun in that? No, I decided to make things interesting and added dinosaurs to the game, because clearly my colonists didn't have enough problems to worry about already. I then gave myself a few rules. I could only use caveman tech, because nothing says survival much like a sharpened stick. I can't reload saves, and I have to use melee weapons only, which against a Spinosaurus is basically cosplaying Uber Eats. Now the goal was to survive a year, or if I got really ambitious, kill something bigger than my ego. For my spawn, I ended up picking a tropical rainforest. Lush, beautiful, and full of things that wanted to eat me. I then named my colonist after chat members, because if I'm suffering, they're suffering with me, and took my first look around. And immediately, I realized this was a mistake. Chat, we're fucked. I'm so cooked. Within spitting distance, we had a Dimetrodon, 2 Baryonyx, because 1 clearly wasn't enough, and of course, a Spinosaurus. Because why not add a literal apex predator to the mix? So yeah, this wasn't just a challenge. At first glance, it seemed like a death sentence, and I was weirdly okay with that. Now you'd think in a world full of dinosaurs, my first priority would be to not die. But no, I had to become Bob the Builder instead. I quickly saw a nearby ruin and decided to use it as a base for my colony's HQ. This meant renovating the structure and building some walls to make it a closed-off space. And this is where we bump into our first problem. Who's going to be our builder? Now in RimWorld, every character had a certain set of skills. Some are good at cooking, while others are good at arts and shooting. My job was to figure out which colonist was best for what role. For constructing, this was Blem, who, despite their annoying voice, was actually quite a good character. After I figured out everyone's role, they all got to work. Some of them started foraging, while others hauled all of our starting materials to the base. But that's when I noticed something interesting. You see, in the starting scenario I chose, you usually get 3 random pets. These are usually dogs or other medium-sized creatures. The first one I got was a small Yorkie called Noisette. Pretty standard stuff so far. The next one was a Yinlong called Hacky Sack. I don't know what a Yinlong is, but I'll take it. But then I saw something interesting. Frilly! I have a Velociraptor? What do you mean? I just spawned with a Velociraptor as my pet. What do you mean, game? That is an insane pet. What? A Velociraptor? No, I don't understand. The game had spawned me in with a pet Velociraptor. This was insane, because not only are Velociraptors killing machines, they can also be trained to do all sorts of tasks. And for the first few minutes, I was feeling confident. But then, after 15 minutes, disaster struck. A panther is hunting Noisette. In a world with dinosaurs, my pet dog dies because of a panther. Are you joking? I then decided to do something almost everyone would agree with and killed the panther. Get it? No, the panther! No, don't you kill me. It's dead. Now the best thing about Noisette's death is that I could now butcher Noisette and the panther that killed it for meat and leather. Yeah, we RimWorld players have become accustomed to slaughtering our own pets. There were 2 things I wanted to do at this point, one being to expand our base, and the second was researching some more technology. Now, RimWorld features a large and complicated tech tree, but for the purposes of this video, I limited myself to only the primitive ones. And trust me, my colonists didn't even know how to make a bed, so I really needed that research. So I set up a research spot, assigned my smartest colonist, and got to it. Everything was going so well that the game even decided to give me 2 free dinosaurs. Pachyrhinosaurus joins. A group of Pachyrhinosaurus, abandoned or lost, have wandered into the area. They seem accustomed to human contact and are joining the... What are you... Randy, what are you doing? I mean, they were just Pachyrhinos, but they could still be used for eggs and slaughtered for meat. Yeah, the game devolves these majestic creatures to mere cattle. But then, the game seemingly changed its mind, because just like before, one of my animals was being hunted for food. A cobra is hunting Hacky Sack. Yinlong for food. Excuse you? Initially, I was going to sacrifice him and kill the cobra afterwards to get some quick meat. But it didn't quite play out the way I thought it would. Frilly! Wait a goddamn... Hacky Sack just beat a cobra. In a matter of seconds, Hacky Sack went from an expendable nobody to a tribe legend. Hacky Sack, you are immortalized in the Hall of Fame. I will defend you till my last breath. All praise Hacky Sack. With Hacky Sack now officially crowned as a tribe legend, it was time to get serious. This quickly became apparent once a Baryonyx decided to move in next door. Guys, there is a Baryonyx on our doorstep. Nobody move. The game then even sent a Stiggy Moloch after us. A mad Stiggy Moloch. We do not like that. But even though it seemed Miko had a death wish, I was quick enough to drag everybody inside and wait for it to go to sleep. Once that was over, the game seemingly wanted to be friends again and decided to give me some face masks. Face masks? What is this, the pandemic? What do you mean? COVID is over, Randy. Get these masks out of here. We were then immediately raided. And we're being raided by a guy called Shield. Luckily, the raid was fairly easy and we took it down no problem. We even managed to capture the raider as a prisoner to try and recruit him later down the line. We then encountered our first trade caravan. And it was fair to say, they were quite unconventional. They have iguanodons that are carrying their stuff. I love that. Now, my colony was far from rich, but there was one thing I could buy. I can buy the Kentrosaurus. Yes! We were then raided again, and I managed to capture a genie called Hermione.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
And then, after losing one of my prisoners due to an infection, Shield died because of the infection. My chat gave me an interesting idea. Okay, that's done. Butcher Shield? Yeah. And you thought butchering pets was grim. I then had the feeling Randy was just making fun of me, because the next raid was a plain joke. He has been sterilized. He has Alzheimer's. He's got hearing lost in both ears and is frail. Who are they sending after us? Randy was making fun of me so much that in the middle of the raid, he gifted me a Stiggy Moloch. Stiggy Moloch self-tamed? What? This game is just giving me dinosaur after dinosaur for free. What do you mean? The same one that tried to kill me earlier. But after finally reaching advanced primitive technology, it was time to stop saying Unga Bunga and get ready for our final showdown. I finished up some more home improvements and set my colonists to work making flint spears. We then completed a quest to gain another colonist. We recruited the one we captured earlier and accepted an offer of 4 refugees to help us out in exchange for shelter. At this point, I was already feeling pretty strong, but this was further amplified due to the fact that I was suddenly the owner of 14 baby Psittacosaurus. Look at these animals. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have an entire army of Psittacosaurus. Babies that could join my colonists in battle and act as a meat shield. I seemingly looked so strong that a nearby Pachycephalosaurus decided to self-tame. Pachycephalosaurus self-tamed. How? What? A Pachy? Like, the game is just self-taming dinosaur after dinosaur after dinosaur. It's crazy. My colonists then seemingly knew what was coming, because the night before I wanted to challenge a Spinosaurus, they held a big party. This is nice though. They all had a commemorative party before the final challenge. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The next morning, I lined up all my colonists for a final pre-fight speech. Okay, men and women of the Dino Zoo, today is the day of reckoning. We have worked towards a common goal for ages now. And today, it is time to fulfill this goal. I am aware that we are currently in the presence of 4 people that are not originally from our tribe. But trust me, these 4 people are ready to put their life on the line and make it so that we encounter and win this next event. We are all equipped with fine spears. Some of them being flint spears, some of them just being sharpened sticks. But trust me, these weapons are valuable. They are incredibly valuable, for they will be the ones to pierce the hearts of our enemies. Now today, the enemy is a Spinosaurus, but who knows what else we will encounter. Accompanied by our army of Psittacosauruses, with Frilly, and even a Kentrosaurus. We will be victorious, no matter the cost. It is time to head out, boys. Let's get this bastard. This was it. The final fight we had all been waiting for. Could my group of tribespeople beat a Spinosaurus, or would they go down as mere food? Get him! Get him! Get him! Wait, we won! Apparently, a Spinosaurus is just a big, weak baby. So afterwards, I decided to hunt every other big creature on the map. This included the 2 Baryonyx, one of which even died after 1v1ing Blem and her dino pack, and 3 Brachiosaurus. Yes, I know a Brachiosaurus isn't a predator, but they're big, so bite me. And just like that, our caveman tribe went from dino snacks to apex predators. Was it skill, luck, or just me severely overestimating the capabilities of these dinosaurs? I guess we'll never know. But let's be honest, it was probably my Psittacosaurus army. Nevertheless, we've seen it all today. The birth of an unlikely hero in Hacky Sack, a 73-year-old grandma who reminded us that we're never too old to try and steal from others. And of course, Noisette, who will forever live on in our hearts. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye.